Let's mull over all of that with the Conservative MP Chris Philp, from Labour's Pat McFadden. I mean, let's just start on this economic report, Chris Philp. Should be published, yes?
Well, look, and the government won't want to reveal its own confidential advice in the middle of a negotiation. If you had a commercial negotiation with a counterparty, the last thing you would do is put into the public domain the information, the private information you're relying on. But let's not forget, these analyses are preliminary work on the off-the-shelf options that are available. What we hope to get, of course, is a bespoke deal reflecting our close relationship with Europe, which we hope and expect will continue. And if we are able to get a bespoke agreement, which of course wasn't part of the analyses that were leaked, I hope, the result economically will be far better than those analyses suggest.
What's the problem with publishing it? I mean, we are about to take probably the biggest policy decision any government has taken since the Second World War. Why not put all the facts in front of voters so they can get some sort of idea of what the likely consequences are going to be?
Well, I just explained why you don't show your cards in the middle of a negotiation. Before the referendum, which of course is when the public were asked to give their opinion, all kinds of analyses were put out, including by the Treasury, which at the time produced analyses that were in fact far more pessimistic than these. And those analyses, published in, I think it was May 2016, predicted economic Armageddon immediately following the vote. But of course that hasn't happened. We've added 500,000 extra jobs since that vote to leave.
Pat McFadden, if this was published, it could jeopardise our hand in the negotiations.
I think this is complete nonsense, and it's been the stock excuse all along about information. The government hasn't been straight with Parliament or the public about this. David Davis appeared before the Brexit committee, on which I served, some months ago, saying that they had impact assessments in excruciating detail. Then he said they never had them at all, they didn't exist, they were called something else, whatever it was. Now we find that they have them, and they show that the UK will be worse off than staying in under every scenario.
So you
can see why they're reluctant to publish. And let me just deal with this thing about undermining our negotiating position, because there's an accusation that somehow those who ask for information are undermining the country's position, not being patriotic. I'll tell you what's not patriotic: pursuing a policy that you know will make your country poorer for ideological reasons. That's what's not patriotic, and that's what these documents show is happening.
Look, I don't think an exit arrangement, a bespoke deal, a close free trade agreement, access to the single market at some level, and the ability to strike new free trade deals with America and China and Brazil will leave us worse off. I think we can strike a good deal. I think we will strike a good deal. And these preliminary analyses released today don't cover the scenario I'm describing.